Shalom. All praises, fear, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahshai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom to you, true brothers, true believers, the elect, 144,000 men. And Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to go into the parable of the sower, Mark 4, verse 1. And he began again to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea, and the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. So the Lord, even in the first uh, verse, we can see that the Lord did not stand and join the multitude. He always kept a space from them, always kept the division, because not all of them are going to follow him. Majority of them, they want to kill him. And so the Lord is teaching in parables because some of them, very, very, very few, are not supposed to be in the multitude, and the Lord is calling them back through the parables. And and the ones that are chosen, that they will understand, they will follow, because they're being called by the Heavenly Father through Yahawashi. And you got to have that heart, man. If you don't have a heart, if you don't have a righteous heart, you're only going to care about things that profit you in the world and not in the spirit, not in the kingdom. It's heavy because there's a precept now that I'm thinking about it. When the Lord says, or the angel messenger told the disciples to don't mention or don't share what they saw until the Lord has been resurrected. Basically saying don't talk about what the Lord did until the Lord overcomes death and returns through the resurrection, right? Now, after that, obviously, yes, share and defend the gospel and preach Yahawashi, teach Yahawashi, teach about what Yahawashi was all about, you see? But these false prophets, they don't really focus on Yahawashi like that. It's almost like they don't believe that the Lord was resurrected. They don't believe the Lord overcame death, because it's still not talking about what the Lord did. And the Lord said, don't talk about it until he's resurrected. So that just shows how wicked these guys are in their mind and how they move. They don't move like the Lord is in them. So this is Mark 4 and verse 2. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. They have no depth in the ground, man. They're not well rooted in the truth. They're easily being plucked out by the winds, and the winds represents, the troubles, the hard times, the afflictions. And guys are not well rooted. They're being tossed to and fro. Verse 5, verse 6. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And that's heavy about the thorns too. Like these camps, they can be symbolic to thorns too, because you go into these churches or these camps, and you're not going to be choked right away. It's through time. Those thorns, they will grow. They will grow until you're being choked up, man. Until you can't even get out. Until you can't even think for yourself. You can't even have a one-on-one relationship with the Lord, because they're too stuck in worshiping men and double honoring men and following men like they have their salvation. No, our salvation is the Lord. That's it. No man is good. Nothing is good in this earth, man. The only ones that are going to be redeemed are the ones that are drinking this new wine, because they've become those new creatures. They've become those new cups. They have a new heart of flesh, meaning that the heart that you have now in the flesh represents Yahawashi. It represents the Lord. Mark 4 and verse 8, and other fell on good ground and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, and some an 100. And he said unto them, He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with 12 asked of him the parables. And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of power, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables, that seeing they see, so like that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand. Right. So you can heal. Guys are not deaf. We know you guys are in the carnal flesh. You guys are not deaf. In the carnal flesh, you guys are not blind, because you can clearly walk, and you can see your subscribers going up, and you can see these things. But what you don't have is ability to understand and perceive. And these things are spiritual things. These things are things of the mind. You see? So guys, they can't understand the Lord. They can't perceive what the Lord is teaching us. So they're dead. They have no chance. That's why they're stuck in their ways. And they just want to grow their company, because misery loves company. Now this is verse 3. Shalom, shalom, brother. Verse 3, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. So guys are being tormented. They're being devoured by the fowls of the earth, man. That's heavy. Because if you look at, the fowls of the air, I get it, birds, but the fowls of the air, also the fowls of the earth, because the prince of the air, it's earthly, is the things of this dark kingdom, and that's what they are. They are nothing but trash of this kingdom, and it's heavy, man. And they actually feel comfortable doing so, because they get rewards and everything they want, but they're dead. There's no salvation for them. There's no protection for them. They're naked. They can't sleep. They're always looking out behind them. They can't even trust their own quote unquote false brothers, because they don't have true brothers. The the elect and the true believers, we have the only true brothers, man. That's why we don't see eye to eye with the wicked. We don't see eye to eye with false men, because we can perceive, and we can understand that they're on a different path. Now this is verse 5. Let me jump down. See, jump to verse 12. And says that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven them. And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? Right. Guys don't even know the simple things, man. The simple things the Lord is teaching us. How are you gonna know the heavier matters? You won't. And they don't want to, because they don't see the beauty of it. They don't have that ability to feel joyful following the Lord. They don't get that power. They don't feel that power. This is Mark 4 in verse 13. Verse 14 it says, the sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. And these are they which are sown among thorns, which are which as he which such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in. So guys, they mix and mingle the drinks. They mix the truth with the things of the world, man. It says the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it, and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. So you need to receive it, and then you need to grow with it and bring forth fruit. You see that? But then it says some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. So you multiply it and you go up. You see, that's the number that we're bringing up. How much souls are we saving? How much sheep are we warning and baptizing with the words of Yahawashi? What's the number of that? That's the numbers we care about, because we don't care about subscribers. We don't care about numbers like money, how much bodies you got. No, we care about how much are we pleasing the Lord? How pleased is he with us? Verse 21 says, and he said unto them, is a candle brought to be put under a bushel or under a bed, and not to be set on a candlestick? For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested. Whoo! Let me read that again. Verse 22. Mark 4:22. For there is nothing hid which should not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. So everything's going to be revealed, man, including the power, the strength the Lord is giving us. Is going to be manifested, and it's manifesting as we speak. God, you see, people around us, they can tell that we're different. They can tell that we're more stable. They can tell that we have something that they don't. And it's not of the world. It's not something tangible. It's not something you can buy. See, verse 24, verse 23 says, if any man have ears to hear, let him hear. And he said unto them, take heed what ye hear. With what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you, and unto you that hear shall more be given. For he that hath, to him shall be given, and he that hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he hath. And he said, so is the kingdom of power, Yahawashi Mashiach, as if a man should cast seed into the ground, and should sleep and rise night and day, and the seed should spring and grow up, and knoweth not how. For the earth bringeth forth fruit of herself, first the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear. But when the fruit is brought forth, immediately he putteth in the sickle, because the harvest is come. And these are parables. This the Lord just shared another parable on top of the parable, man. So, this is the harvest. This is the harvest, man. And the Lord let us grow in righteousness, while the wicked also grew in wickedness, and we grew together. But now the Lord has separated us, and the wicked, they're burning up, man. They're burning up. They don't feel comfortable. They actually don't even know how to really bring forth light, because they're stuck in the darkness. They don't have the light the Lord has given us. Once the Lord separated the righteous from the goats, from the because it's heavy. These goats, just like in the rap world, they think they're the greatest of all time. No, the greatest of all time is Yahawashi, man. You put him first, not yourself. Guys are worthless, man. That's what we worship the Lord, and we put him first, man. And it's beautiful what's going on in the world, because prophecies are coming to pass, and yet we're not stuck in these prophecies. We're not stuck in these prophecies, because there's a lot more prophecies, like you 2/3 and you false prophets receiving heavy judgment, having blood shed, man, paying with your own blood for all the blood that you have on your hands. And with that, let's give all praises, fear, and glory, and honors to Yahweh Bashim Rashai Bashim Kakodash. And I also want to get a note for those precepts I just got. Um, I almost forgot. Salakia. Let me get this note from Mark 4 and verse 13. The note says, Yahawashi's explanation of the parable provides surprising insight. The symbolism of the sower is not explained. But no, it's lucky. There's a lot of bones, but let's get the meat out of this. It says, but the context indicates that he is Yahushai. The seed is the word of power. Soils are different kinds of hearers. Birds represent Satan. Thorns are the worries of life. Yahushai seems to say that there are those who can hear his message, respond for days and months or even years, and still not have the gospel take root in their lives. But those who hear and respond will bear spiritual gifts, spiritual fruit with varying yields. So it's heavy. You can be years in this truth. It says it here, and you still might not have the gospel take root in your lives. Meaning that it's not you're not making actions with the words of Yahushua. You're not putting it in practice. Says the point of this parable is that as the disciples work to cast the seed of the gospel, the ultimate results are the work of power. The sowers are not in charge of the hearts of the people, nor can they change others. All they can do is cast the seed and trust Yahweh Shemashai for the outcome. Flowers of Yahushua must understand that they do not cause the harvest, but must spread the seed. Heavy. The Lord is causing everything, man. Everything is caused by the Lord and Heavenly Father. We're just the messenger, man. So whether you like it or not, what the Lord has written is coming to pass, and is already passing. It's happening. So the only thing is what you choose. You choose life or death. That's it. You don't have no other options. And guys think they can stay in the middle. No, that's death. So you brothers stay in the right path, the straight path. Keep the kingdom within you. Keep the crown. Keep the new heart of flesh. Keep the second covenant, and maintain yourself in the true temple of the Lord, which is having the mindset of Yahawashi, thinking about him and his words, and meditating and putting it into practice in your life. And shalom.